Hello, everyone, and thank you very much for tuning in. I, of course, am Rotype. Welcome back to another episode of Factorio One Small Step, where I took some time in between episodes to actually figure out what I'm doing with the oil setup here. So I know it might not even been last episode, but the episode before, I was confused. I have kind of a standard layout that I generally like to go with, but I had forgotten what it was, and so everything just got all mixed up. So I went ahead and did my research so I can come into this episode knowing what I want to do here. And I even sketched it out on my little notepad here to make sure I don't forget what's going on. So what I'm going to do is pretty much, I started out in a good way, and what I'm going to be doing is storing very little of any of the products of oil, because once we get cracking, the goal is pretty much just to crack everything down and not have large backups of pretty much anything. So I think I can get it to work right. Obviously, we'll have to see how it actually works once we have everything up and running, but you know, that's the goal. So without further ado, I think I'll start kind of laying this out a little bit more here. So fortunately, I'm out of pipe. That's not great when I'm working on these kind of things, but what this is going to look like is this first row, and actually what I want to do is make this a double. I'm going to make everything a double. Now I have to decide if I want to make refineries a double. I think for now this is fine, but in the future I might end up making that a double. But I'll do that after I have robots and the ability to easily switch. So from here, it'll just be lubricant is easy because there's no multiple inputs or anything like that. Sure. Okay, so handy hands will be making me pipes when I'm done. And the next thing is the next row will be my heavy to light cracking, which of course I can't do yet. I think I'm going to give maybe that much space or so. Right, so I don't have the research to be able to do this, but I believe I have to intertwine. Well, maybe I don't. No, I don't have to do that for this. So this will be the cracking. And then the next thing is going to be, there we go, chemical plants. The next thing, I think I'm just going to space them like this. Is that too close? Maybe one extra to be commensurate with that one. The next thing is light to solid. So this one again is pretty simple. Just put a double, and for now, I'm just going to do it like this. I'm not even going to put that one there. This will be light to solid, and then again, one extra space. The next thing here is light to petroleum, which I can't do yet, but that will look like this. Then again, another space. Oops. This will go, whoops, did it again. There we go. And then, let's see, so we just did light to petroleum here. This will be petroleum to sulfuric acid, and I do have the kind of sulfur thing that has to happen first. So this is the kind of intertwined layout that, of course, I did my research on my overall layout and didn't necessarily do my research on this particular part of it, but we'll figure it out together. So let's look at our ingredients here. Sulfur, I can make 2 sulfur in 1 second. So I can make 1 sulfur in half of a second. And I need 5 in 1 second. So let's see. If I put down 5 sulfur plants, that gives me 10 sulfur per second. Right? Yes, 10 sulfur per second. And then to need 10 sulfur per second, I need 2 sulfuric acid plants. So the ratio is 5 to 2. And I need more. Where are they? Here we go. Under production, I need a bunch more of these chemical plants, and I might as well just load it up. So there is 2, 3, 4, and then there'll be a 5th one. Now, hopefully I left enough space. once we get some pipes back, I'll take a look at this a little more carefully. And then in here, I will just add the 2 sulfur plants. And I'm going to be doing a little bit of buffering of kind of some of these liquids. So the sulfuric acid will be down here. Hopefully that's lined up. Is that lined up? All right. So this will be my sulfuric acid space. And then from here, I'll just send it down to the bus. Again, I might add a second one, but I'm really probably not trying to have a ton of this stuff just sitting in barrels, tanks. I'll go ahead and connect this. Now, this one looks empty. This one was petrol. I'm debating actually moving my plastic production up to this area, this kind of smelting, refining area, and sending it down the bus in lieu of sending the petrol down the bus. Because I'm pretty sure petrol is only used for plastic and sulfuric acid here. And if I'm already doing sulfuric acid up here, I might as well do plastic and just send the plastic down the bus. Now that does mess a little bit with our layouts. So let's see. I believe it's only the advanced circuits here. Yeah. That almost makes it simpler though. I can just send plastic down and not have to worry about getting the pipes in and the coal down. I'm very tempted to do that. So let's see. All right, good. Now we have our chemical plants. Handy Hands is making me some more pipes, which is good. What I need. So let's see how badly this would be if yeah, it looks like I might have not given myself enough space. Now, what did I say this was? This is right before the sulfuric acid. Looking at my little sheet here, this is light to petrol. Oh, that's okay. All right, yeah, that's fine. So I'll go ahead and connect this up. Now, of course, all of these things are way up here. I need to go ahead and, there we go, run the petrol. This one is. And this is going to be in the way of some bus stuff, but I can move it when it is. And this will be petrol. Now, what else do I need here? Water. Is water up here yet? It looks like it is not. So we will need to get water up here. And unfortunately, this is already a block of 4. So water is going to need to be a separate one, 2 spaces out, like this. So we'll go ahead and run water here. Oops. Now, where do I need water to come in? Water is the extra space here. And there's water. Oops. There we go. Now, before I forget, I might as well get a offshore pump built. So I remember, actually, I might be able to bring in the water from this side. And this should take care of our sulfur, yes? Good. Petroleum gas and water. So we'll do our typical layering here. 1, 2. And then the underground. Oops, that's not the right place. There we go for that. And there. Now, the next thing we need is the sulfuric acid plants. Now, these are going to be outputting, and if I remember correctly, these need fast inserters out because they are pretty quick. So if I need 5 for 2, that means I need, what, 2.5? Or 1? Oh, I don't have the 5th one. I was wondering why that looked weird. Okay, here we go. Get the 5th one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. Okay. Makes a lot more sense now. Get these pipes connected. Okay. So I need 5 for 2. That means 2.5 are good enough for 1. So I don't need to put these much lower, but I need to be at least, yeah, these 3 down. So you know what? I might as well just stick these at the bottom because I think it looks better that way. So the sulfuric sulfur will go down onto here. And, you know, I might as well just make these like that. And there. And these will take it in. Don't think I really need to load up both sides of the belt. We'll see how it goes. This will be all sulfuric acid and, oh yeah, water. Shoot. What do we do about this? I think we just do this. This will work, right? Oops. Yeah, great. Okay, so now we need some water. Let's get the water down here as well. And of course, there's a tree in the way. Righty. Water. Nothing else, right? Oh yeah, the iron plate. I forgot about the iron plate. Well, the iron plate we can definitely just bring up here. Part of my reasoning for doing it this way was I figured I'm splitting iron down. It's nothing really special to split it up. Might be a little finicky when we do the priority splitting, but we'll handle that when we get to it. So for now, let's just think about where I want it to come in. So, you know, I might as well, how long do these take? A full second. So they don't need to be fast inserters in. So what if I just run iron up this way? And then that leaves the space here like that. Might get a little finicky, but we also might be able to get this to work. Turn around, please. Nope, I need the space for the pipes in that manner. Do I need an extra space? Then I can't reach. All right, we'll come up with something that works here. Maybe we'll do, I have an idea here. So if we do it like this, and then, nope, that's not enough. Darn. Let's get the pipes in. So I can visualize that. Oh, of course they don't connect. Now, I only really have space for one inserter. I could have space for two inserters, but not enough space to do the underground and above ground. Am I right here? Yeah. If I took this underground, I wouldn't have space to come up and then back down again. What if I just move this up one more? Is that really a problem? How about that? Water goes, just constantly pushing the wrong buttons. There we go. Water goes here. The iron comes up and goes down, up, down, and it doesn't need to go any farther up. This leaves plenty of space for an inserter here, and then a long inserter for the, yeah, okay. Not how I originally had it planned, but it looks like it'll work just fine. Go ahead and fill these in with power. I have no long poles anywhere nearby. Okay. Okay, there. And then, of course, the sulfuric acid output. That's just going to work fine. Eventually, I probably will need, well, that's a lot of plants for the whole thing. So just kind of replace it as much as we can, but not be finicky about it. There we go. Good. Now, what is this? Oh, of course, this is lacking iron, which I need to provide here. Now, for now, again, we'll just do our usual split to be replaced later with something a little bit better, but that will work just fine for the time being. You don't have power. That's fine. How about now? Yeah, good. So what do we held up here? We don't have anything happening with the light oil. It's because we don't have cracking And pretty much the only other use is solid fuel. So I suppose we should set up solid fuel. Actually, you know what? I do need one tank because I do like to measure what is going on here with what kind of levels I have in all of my materials. But I think one is sufficient to do that. So it does kind of mess with the bus, but luckily with these liquid underground pipes, I think we're fine. I'm gonna try and make sure I get this right there. And then this one is the light oil. There we go. That'll fill right in. Oh, of course. And one over. And of course the power pole is in the way, but we don't need both inputs. So that will work just fine, and start making solid fuel, which I can run down. You know, I hadn't intended on it being on both sides, but that's the way it is now. Put 2 poles here like that. This will come down and probably go on the bus for when we actually launch a rocket. But for now, I'm just going to bring it down like this and, I don't know, put it in a box. That way our fuel or our other oil products will run, because we'll be using the light. And actually, I want to put a fast inserter here. Fast inserter, yeah. Okay, there we go. Now, how are we doing? These are all running. Excellent. Is this running? No, it has no water. That's right. We haven't actually made the connection yet. Go ahead and take care of that. Oh, I don't know. Just up here somewhere. There, good enough. Like everything else, it'll probably move eventually, but it's good enough for now. Now, I wonder if these pipes are affected by the tree collision, because that was remarkable how well I could just go through the forest there. I'm not complaining, just saying. Okay, good. Now we have water on the raw bus. We're making sulfur. Are we making sulfur at ideal rate? Well, I guess I can just check these are not. Why not? You have no petrol. Probably just not making enough petrol. I mean, they use what? 3 petrol per second? And these produce 4 petrol per 5 seconds? Ugh, that's a lot of math, but I did notice this one's now, so we're probably just not, we probably just don't have enough crude. Yeah, I mean, it's doing this, because I don't have any pumps, it's kind of oddly distributed, which is slightly annoying. But we just have low crude. But this will at least get the kind of logos in here where I can see what type of fluid is what. The next thing, actually, I should probably go ahead and sort of just set this up, because I have the chemical plants here. The next thing, and kind of the last thing, is into plastic. So this one, if I do my spacing, well, I'm just going to give it some extra room. No harm in giving some extra space. This will be plastic. And plastic's pretty simple. I think I'm actually going to try to, at least until I saturate this belt, which will be quite a ways down the road, I will just do this. We will run 2 separate types, not types, 2 separate pipes of petrol. Although, if I'm outputting into the middle, yeah, no, change my mind. We are going to put the petrol in the middle, which means we'll only need to space these out. Well, if I only space them out by 1, then I have to run the coal and the plastic. So I guess we're going to do some kind of weird interlocking something going on here. And actually, now that I think about it, what if I just do it this way? Can never push the right button. There we go. And there's plastic. Let's go ahead and just put a few more down to see if this theory works. So the pipes will run like this. The inserters, which I believe they have to be fast for plastic, will go here. Ah. Maybe they'll still work with some extra space. Give it one more space. Here we go. Here, here, and here. Now, will this work? Fast inserters, please. There, and there, and there. Now, this will go under, up, under, up, under, up. Yeah. All right, good. I like that. I have never seen it done this way before. I'm sure there are plenty of people who have done it that way, but it's a new method for me. So this has to be coal, which we will get from further up the bus. But that will have to be the first thing we take care of in the next episode, because that's all the time I have today. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, the thumbs are for your thoughts. Subscribe if you want to catch the next one. My name's been Rotype, and I'll see you next time.